Hello, how are you? I'm a little tired. Sit down, please. I'd like to speak English today too, to improve my speaking skill. Let's get it started. Today, it is April 30th, 2023. It's on Sunday, and it's raining outside. According to the weather forecast, it will be sunny from noon or in the evening. How are you spending Sunday? How are you spending Sunday? Do you like Sunday? Do you have a plan for today? I want the weather to be sunny from my heart when I have to go out on the day, and I feel saddest when it is raining when I have to go out. But I like to stay at home when it is raining. I like to see the view of the rainy weather from the window, which makes me relaxed somehow. Which do you prefer, rainy or sunny? I think most of people prefer sunny to rainy. I really hope the weather to be sunny when I sightsee. When I realize that the days for my trip are rainy, I get sad. May I call on you tonight after school? May I call on you after school? Let's play the video game together. Let's play the video game together. I heard that you had bought the video game. Can I call on you to play that together? I called on her to stop resigning twice, but she has been determined, so I cannot change her mind. No one can hold her back. No one can hold her back. Although I called on somebody for help, nobody came because there was no one. Although I called on a staff for help, nobody helped me because there was no one there in the booth. The employees went on a strike calling for higher payments. The employees called for better environment in the office, in the company, in the firm, in the corporation, in the company. Passing the examination calls for many requirements. Passing the examination calls for a lot of study. You cannot pass the examination in a day. You need to stack up small effort every day. The amount of effort that we can do in a day is limited, so stacking up them is very important and necessary, inevitable to pass examination. We cannot cram much information in a day, meaning we cannot pass the examination in a day. Passing the examination calls for a lot of knowledge. My professor ordered me to shorten my report and summarize data. The interval between the trains was shortened, so it became more risky to miss the train. The time intervals between the trains became shorter, so it became more risky to miss to take the train on time. My professor ordered me to shorten my report and write it concisely by summarizing messy data. Shortening the commuting hours made me sleep more, and which contributed to higher concentration at the workplace. On the other hand, I have to pay higher rental fee at the apartment in the center. Shortening the business hours shortening the commuting hours is better for commuters if it is possible. The daytime will shorten as it approaches the winter. The daytime, which is bright, will shorten as it approaches the winter. The lesson was shortened from 1 hour to 45 minutes for a reason. The lesson hour was shortened to 45 minutes for a reason. Shorten. The business hour was shortened for employees' health. The intervals between the trains shortened, which made us more risky to take the train on time. More commuters might miss the train. The wood shortened as it was left outside for a long time. My hair shortened for a change. I'm thinking of shortening my hair for a change. You should. What you like? What you feel like to do? What you feel like doing? When I'm doing what I like, I feel the 1 hour very short. But when I'm doing something I don't like, I feel the 1 hour so long, like 3 hours. When I'm doing what I love to do, I feel the 1 hour very short, like 5 or 10 minutes. But when I'm doing something that I'm not interested in, I feel the 1 hour so long, like 3 hours or 5 hours. I hope the gas in my car will not run short. When the possibility of putting the stone on the board runs out, the game ends. The game ends. The possibility of putting the stones runs out, the game ends. When the possibility of putting the stones on the board runs out, the game ends. When the possibility of putting the stones on the board runs out, then the game ends. We are running out of the time. We have to prepare for going out of this room. Otherwise, we have to pay extra. Only 5 minutes to go. Only 5 minutes left. We are running short of the budget for our company picnic. We are running short of the food supply for tomorrow. Let's leave that for tomorrow. Otherwise, there will be nothing for breakfast tomorrow. My ideas for the project is been running out. The ideas for the videos are running out. Some people run out of the payment on the day when they got. Some people run short of all of the payments that they got on the day. Some employees run out of all of the payments on the day when they get. Some employees run short of all of the payments on the day they get. Some employees run out of all of the payments on the day when they get. Some employees run short of all of the payments on the day when they get. Some employees run out of all of the payments on the day when they get, which is not good. He shook his head. It means no in short. He shook his head, saying no. In short, it means no. In short, I'm not interested in participating in the party. In short, I don't have the interest taking part in the party. In short, in nutshell, in short, in short. In practice, in effect, in practice, to be honest, to tell the truth. In short, in short. As the proverb goes, the end justifies the means. As the proverb goes, as the proverb says, the end justifies the means. As a local spirit, we should avoid taking the route. It can be very dangerous. As the proverb goes, as a local spirit, we should avoid taking the route. In short, in short, in short, in short, in short. I socialized with some people, groups, communities, and so on, and I didn't feel them comfortable. In short, I'm not good at being in a group. I don't feel comfortable being in a group. In short, in short, in short, in short. The company embarked on new business and started to sell gadgets in the store, ending up zero sales. In short, the customers was not be attracted by the gadget at all. The company embarked on new business selling electrical goods in the store, ending up no sales. In short, the customers was not attracted by the gadget. Shortly after arriving at home, I was called in for emergency. The ambulance arrived shortly. It won't be long before the ambulance comes. It won't be long before the ambulance arrives. It was not long before my name was called at the hospital. I could save money. I could save time, not money. You will soon get used to the duty shortly. Don't worry, you will soon get used to the duty shortly. The staff shortage might be compared to covered by international workers, maybe. And since the birth rate has been decreasing and the total population has been decreasing too, so the staff shortage might be covered by workers from other countries, maybe. The birth rate has been decreasing. At the same time, the total population has been also decreasing. So in order to cover the short staff shortages, we might need to accept more workers from other countries to compensate for the shortage, to make up for the staff shortage. Food shortage. Food shortage was compensated for by harvesting a lot of sweet potatoes to a certain extent. Food shortages were often the causes of problems in the past by natural disasters like volcanic eruption. Food shortages often the causes of problems in the past. The food shortages were often the problems of famine and so on. Food shortages were often the causes. Food shortage was often the cause of the problem in the past. The food shortage in the district was more serious than the government predicted. Did you hear the news of the campaign taking place in the electric store? Now, the store is reinforcing the buying up rate 5% higher than usual. So if you have something you don't something unwanted, you should sell it now. My study is sometimes disturbed by political cards appearing with a mic. Political campaign. I'm sometimes distracted by the political campaign happening outside. Military campaign was regarded as a threat to the country. Three candidates ran for the mayor. Three candidates ran for the mayor. Three candidates ran for the mayor. And all of them are appealing their policies and manifest that they want to do if they win the election. They were appealing their manifest policies that they wanted to do after winning the elections at political campaign. All of the candidates for the mayor were appealing the manifest at the political campaign. Election campaign. Election campaign. Each candidate appealed their policies at the election campaign from the car with mic. During the election campaign, we can hear and see election cards appealing their policies with mic. During the election campaign, we can see election card appealing their policies with mic. During the election campaign, we can see the election cards appealing their policies with mic. During the election campaign, we can see the election card with some decoration appealing their policies with mic. How can you know where some shops, a particular shop is holding the campaign? How soon can I know the information like you? I cannot get such information as early as you. How are you always getting such information of the store's campaign so quickly? How can you get such campaign information so quickly? I always try to get good dealings. For example, buying the goods during the campaign to save money. I could get 10% coupons during the campaign by having a shop in the store, which was good. Campaign against policy. Campaign. Citizens campaign against policies. Military campaign. Military operation. Military campaign. The sudden military campaign was seen, regarded as a threat to the countries. The military drill was conducted corresponding to the same day as the president visited the country. Campaign. Political campaign. Political campaign. Political campaign. Political campaign. Political campaign. Election campaign. Election campaign. Election campaign. Election campaign. During the election campaign, we can see the election cards appearing their each policy with mic. Military drill. Military drill. The military drill was condemned as the violation of the treaty. The military operation was condemned as the intrusion on the treaty, as a violation of the treaty. Campaign was caused against a terrible environment in the company by the labor union. The campaign aiming for better working environment was caused among the employees and the labor union by having a strike. The labor union caused campaign against the employer by having the strike, aiming for better environment, such as higher payment and so on. I'm watching the presidential campaign. Who do you think will win at the presidential campaign? Who do you think will win at the presidential campaign, presidential race, presidential campaign? Who do you think will win at the presidential campaign? Who do you think will win at the presidential race, presidential campaign, governor's campaign, mayor's campaign? Presidential campaign, presidential race, presidential campaign, presidential campaign, presidential campaign in 2024. How long does the President of the United States last? As far as I know, she got married to someone who is operating a company. As far as computer is concerned, no one can be type the keyboard as fast as him. I will let you go out as long as you have come back by 5 o'clock p.m. I will accept you in my company as long as you devote your effort to the duty. I will accept you in my company as long as you are polite enough. No skills are needed. Politeness comes first in everything. Don't even try to justify what you did as causes, as excuses. Don't try to justify what you did as excuses. What you did are definitely wrong with the evidences. The security camera caught your behaviors, actions, and so on. The kid tried to justify what he did, although it was definitely his fault. The criminal once tried to justify his crime. It is impossible to justify what you did. It's obviously your fault. As the proverb goes, the end justifies the means. As the proverb goes, the end justifies the means. As the proverb goes, the end justifies the means. Hmm. Justification of what you did is insane. Justification of what you did is insane. It is obviously your fault. Everybody lost words to the justification of the crimes by the criminal. Justification. Justification of what the kid did. Justification of what the kid did. Justification of the delay. Justification of the delay. Justification of the delay with convincing causes, a convincing excuse. Justification of the delay with the proof of the from the public transportation will be accepted. Will be accepted. The student showed the justification of his delay by showing the proof of the delay of the public transportation. The justification of the delay was accepted by showing the proof of the delay of the public transportation to the school. Justification. Unless you submit justifiable evidence, such as the evidence of the delay from the public transportation, you will be regarded as absent from school class and so on. Justifiable. Justifiable. Justifiable delay. Justifiable reason. Justifiable justifiable excuses by showing the documents from the doctors. I took a day off by submitting the doctoral documents from the doctor, which was 100% justifiable. Justifiable documents from the hospital I submitted to take a day off. I submitted the proof of the disease I got from the doctor as justifiable evidence. Unless you submit justifiable documents, such as a paper from the doctor, you will be regarded as being absent from the class. Justifiable reason, justifiable excuse. With justifiable reason, you can get a paid leave. Justifiable, 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 justifiable excuse. Do you have any justifiable causes, reasons? Justifiable reasons, justifiable excuses, justifiable excuses, justifiable excuses, justifiable excuses, justifiable excuses. Being late for school by failing to get up early is not justifiable. Being late for school by failing to get up early is not justifiable at all. It is perfectly your fault. Justifiable, justifiable, justifiable. Is it justifiable to be late for the workplace by getting into traffic jam? Is it my fault? Is it be justifiable to be late for the workplace by getting into the traffic jam, by being caught in the traffic jam? Unless you submit justifiable documents from official institutions, such as public transportations, hospitals, your delay will be regarded as just delay. But with the justifiable documents, you are not regarded as delay. It came to conclusion that the entity would finance some amount of money to the particular persons, employees. It came to light that the company had been financing the executives illegally. The non-profit organizations are financing the disaster-stricken area and some other facilities in need of that. The non-profit organization financed the disaster-stricken area. The big company financed some amount of money to the disaster-stricken area. The big company financed some amount of money to the disaster-stricken city, disaster-affected city. The CEO of the company decided to finance the big project before his resignation at the last resort to recover from the recession. The CEO of the company decided to embark on risky business by financing the research, by buying enough sophisticated machines from all over the world to produce the world's best quality products. The CEO of the company decided to finance the incredible projects, incredible challenges. Finance. It came to light that a big company was financing the antisocial groups. It came to light that the company was financing the antisocial members in return for solving the problems. It came to light that the company was financing the antisocial groups to solve some problems. Finance, 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 finance. Many people and entities financed some amount of money to the disaster-affected city in hope of the recovery. A certain amount of money was financed to reconstruct the castle. A certain amount of money was gathered donated, financed from the citizens to reconstruct the castle. Some amount of money was financed from the citizens to reconstruct the castle. Some amount of money was gathered in order to reconstruct the castle. I also financed the project, although it was a small amount of money. Are you interested in finance? Are you familiar with finance? Are you versed with finance? I regret not having studied finance well in my teens. I often regret not having studied about finance well in the past, especially when I was in my teens. I should have studied more about finance. Finances from the tax was not enough. The finances from the tax revenues were not enough to cover the expenditure. Increasing the tax might be one of the strategies to finances, to secure more finances. But on the other hand, it will discourage citizens from spending money. So in totally, it might work reversely. So the politics is very difficult. I think the government wants the citizens to both spend money and pay more taxes by earning more, maybe. Finances. More taxes might be raised to secure finances. More and more taxes might be raised in order to secure finances. More and more stores or shops are increasing the prices in order to secure finances. And besides that, the raw materials are also more expensive. The prices of raw materials are also increasing, so the stores are also compelled to increase their prices in order to secure enough finances. To secure enough finances. What do you think of public finance? Stable public finance. Let's recover stable, solid, firm public finance. The public finance is far from stable right now. The public finance is anything but stable. Steady, firm, solid. Public finance. Attracting more tourists from foreign countries into Japan will contribute to the healthy public finance. Attracting more tourists from foreign countries to Japan will contribute to healthier public finance. Investing on public investment. Investment in public utility. Public investment will one of the strategies to increase more recruitment, employment. Who is the Minister of the Public? Who is the Minister of Internal Affairs and Communications now? Who is the Minister of the Internal Affairs and Communications? Who is the Minister of the Finance? Ministries, most of the ministries are located in Tokyo. How many ministries are there in Tokyo? Who is the minister? Who is the name of the Minister of the Finance? The Ministry of Finance. The Ministry of Finance. Do you want to work for the Ministry of Finance? Are you interested in working for the Ministry of Finance? The Ministry of Finance. The Ministry of Finance. Have you taken the examination of the Ministry of Finance? Have you taken the examination of the Ministry of Finance? I'm not familiar with financial terms. I don't know about the financial terms. I have to learn more. Are you familiar with financial sets, financial strategies? I've been under a financial crisis since I was born. I've been under a financial crisis since I was born. I've been in a financial crisis since I was born. Financial knowledge. I should have more financial knowledge to survive in this recession. I should have learned more about financial things, strategies. Financial knowledge were helpful for our life. Financial knowledge. I need to build up financial knowledge more. Financial. Let's get out of the financial crisis. I cannot afford buying a car financially. I cannot afford buying a car financially. I cannot afford to buy a car financially. Starting a company might be healthy financially in order because building a company will increase the recruitments, which will help to produce more good things. Produce products, employees, and so on. I ordered the cheaper one financially. Living in a countryside with the internet might be better financially than living in urban cities such as Tokyo. Living in a countryside with the internet, I guess, will be more common or popular than living in urban cities financially. Advertisement. How can I delete all of the advertisements popping up on the website? Can I delete that? Can I delete that? The company is good at producing sophisticated products but bad at advertising internationally. On the other hand, the company A is good at advertising internationally but bad at producing good high quality products. Advertise. Now that the internet has been spread in the world, advertising through the internet is very effective and very common now. Advertising through the internet, especially social networking service, is very common strategy now. Advertising through the internet is very common. Everybody can do that with the internet. With only internet environment, we can advertise our products, skills, knowledge, and so on through the internet. Advertising through the TV might be obsolete. Advertising through the newspaper might be obsolete. Out of the date. Obsolete. Out of the date. Out of the date. Obsolete. There are many events, opportunities to advertise your products for free. Internet is the best environment where we can advertise for free. Advertise. With foreign language skills, it will be more effective to advertise our products by explaining the product in multiple foreign languages, by which more and more people in the world will be attracted. I don't know how much money the advertisers are paying for the model. Advertiser. One of the big advertisers. I don't know how much the advertisers are paying for the advertisement on TV. Advertiser. I don't know how much the advertisers are paying for the advertisement of their products through TV or through famous YouTuber videos. I don't know how much advertisers are paying for the advertisement of their products through TV or famous YouTubers videos. I don't know how much the advertisers are paying for the advertisement of their products through TV or the videos of famous YouTubers. Advertisers. Can you name some of the names of the advertisers? Can you name some of the advertisers? Big advertisers. Advertiser. Advertiser's name on the hall, on the stadium. I often see the name of advertisers on the boxers' pants. I often see the name of advertisers everywhere. Stations, stadiums, halls, boxers' pants, and so on, everywhere. Advertiser's name. I find advertisers' name everywhere. Stations, expressways, stadiums, and so on. Advertiser's name everywhere. Advertiser's name everywhere. Which do you assess more? Skills or politeness? Everybody should be assessed fairly. The examination is assessed based on computer scored test. Computer scored test is assessed by fairly in terms of the score. Computer score test is assessed fairly in terms of the score. It is judged by the machine, not human. Everybody should be assessed fairly. The speaking test is assessed according to 5 categories. One of them was politeness, attitude. What kind of assessment are used for the screening? The examiners want to know what kind of assessment is being used for the screening, for the selection, for the election. Assessment of the score is done by the computer. Assessment of the score is done by the computer. Assessment of the skill of the employees might be done by AI or machine in the future. Assessment of the suitability for the job. Assessment of the suitability for the job. It was written fragile on the label of the cardboard box. The cardboard box was labeled fragile. The cardboard box was labeled fragile. Fragile box. Fragile products. The fragile product was covered in the air cushion. The fragile product was covered in air cushion. Air cushion. I hope the peace accord will be signed between the two nations. Peace accord. Everything will be decided in accordance with the mood of the CEO. We live in accordance with the nature, in accordance with the natural selection, natural direction, nature, in accordance with nature. I wish I could get up every day in accordance with nature, not by forcing myself to get up every day. I wish I could get up. I wish I could get up in accordance with nature without forcing myself to get up early every day. Peace accord. Peace agreement. Peace accord. Peace accord. Peace accord. Peace accord, not ceasefire. The two nations signed ceasefire accord, not peace accord. So the condition is still under ceasefire, not peace accord. Peace accord. Peace accord. I hope the peace accord should be contracted between the two nations. Peace accord, peace accord, peace accord, peace accord, peace accord, peace accord. The fingerprints left by the man corresponded to the data stored in the police stations. The fingerprints. The food tracks left by somebody corresponded to none of them. The fingerprints left by somebody corresponded to none of them. The fingerprints left by the thief corresponded to the data stored in the police station. I choose what to eat in accordance with my mood, feeling, condition, and so on. I choose what to drink and eat in accordance with my condition. Free trade accord, free trade agreement. Free trade accord, free trade agreement between the two countries. Free trade agreement between the two nations will accelerate the trade more. The free trade accord between the two nations will make the foreign trade more active. I haven't seen anyone as persistent as me in everything. I haven't seen anyone as persistent as me in studying English. I haven't seen anyone as persistent as me in keeping doing something. I haven't seen anyone who can make persistent effort as me. I haven't seen anyone who can make as persistent effort as my father. Persistent. Are you tired of persistent popping up ads on the website? Persistent. Persistent efforts. Can you make persistent efforts? 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 Persistent. I haven't seen anyone who can make as persistent effort as my father. Persistent efforts. Persistent efforts. Persistent. Are you tired of persistent popping up advertisement on the website? Persistent. Persistent calling from scamming companies. Persistent emails from scamming, fraudulent companies. Scammers. Persistent emails or callings from scammers. I kept taking the examinations persistently until I passed them. Persistently. Can you keep doing persistently until you achieve them? The combination of curiosity and persistency, I think, are the key to success. Persistently. Can you keep doing? Can you keep burning? Persistently until you achieve your goals. Persistently. persistently. Keep going persistently until you achieve your goals. Are you brave enough to confront your boss? Are you brave? Are you courageous enough to confront your boss if it is wrong from your perspective, from your object point of view, viewpoint, standpoint? Are you courageous? Are you courageous enough to confront your boss? We should be courageous enough to confront others if it is wrong from your perspective. We should be brave enough to confront others if it is wrong. We will be faced with difficulties in the course of our lives, in the process of our lives. We will be faced with difficulties, predicaments, hardships in the course of our lives, in the process of our lives. We will be confronted with difficulties in the course of our lives. It is said that successful people confront the most difficult duties in the first place in the morning, in the day. It is said that successful people confront the most difficult duty in the first place in the day. Confront. Although the animal was so small in size compared to the opponent, it confronted the opponent. I saw the small dog confronting the bigger one in the street. I confront examinations with a lot of preparation. Confrontation between the two people traces back to 2 years ago. The confrontation between two employees, date back to 2013. Confrontation over the inheritance of the assets. Confrontation over the inheritance of the asset. Confrontation over the inheritance of the asset. Confrontation over the inheritance of the assets. Confrontation between the two nations over the territory. Confrontation over the territory. Sky, land, and water. Confrontation over what to eat for lunch. Trivial, isn't it? Confrontation over where to stay. Confrontation of who inherit the assets. Confrontation of who should inherit this asset left by the relative. Acquaintance. Confrontation over who should inherit the asset. Confrontation of who should inherit the asset. Confrontation over who should inherit the asset. Inherit the asset. Confrontation of who should inherit the asset. Confrontation over who inherited the asset. Inherit the asset. World Cultural Heritage Site. World Natural Heritage Site. The confrontation between the two puppies ceased when they started to eat food. Confrontation. territorial dispute, territorial confrontations, territorial dispute, territorial dispute, confrontation, confrontation over the territory, confrontation over the tariffs, tariff, confrontation over the tariff, the right of tariff. The fans were excited at the boxer's confrontational attitude at the press conference. I usually try to avoid having a quarrel with confrontational persons. Confrontational. I've got over some confrontational situations, which made me got used to such nervous situation to a certain extent, to some degrees, to some extent. Confrontational, confrontational, confrontational attitude, confrontational attitude, confrontational, confrontational attitude, confrontational, confrontational, confrontational attitude, confrontational. Some people are confrontational. When it is inconvenient for themselves. Some people are apt to be confrontational when it is inconvenient for them. Some people are inclined to be confrontational when it is inconvenient for themselves. Confrontational. Confrontational attitudes between them. Confrontational or introvert. Confrontational. Confrontational attitude. Confrontational attitude. Confrontational atmosphere. I've got over confrontational situations, confrontational and nervous situations, confrontational. Confrontational comments. Confrontational comments. The boxer got excited and aggressive at confrontational comments. Which made the bodyguards stop the conflicts. Confrontational. Confrontational feature, confrontational personality. Some people will avoid becoming confrontational because of the risk of failures. Confrontational attitude, confrontational atmosphere, confrontational atmosphere, confrontational attitude. Confrontational relation, confrontational relation between the two people. The boxer accepted the confrontational offer from the opponent, which made the card of the boxing possible. The champion embraced the confrontational offer from the opponent, which made the match possible. Confrontational. The confrontational comments from the audience made the guy aggressive. How do you ignore the confrontational comments on the internet? Are you strong enough to be able to ignore confrontational comments on the internet? Confrontational comments. Confrontational comments on the internet. Okay, I will finish speaking here. Thank you for watching. See you next time. See you.